Welcome to Promo Insiders Podcast from Counselor Magazine. I'm John Corrigan with Counselor, and today I'm joined by Margie Floris, founder of Aqueous Wellness, a distributor of CBD products. Margie, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Before we get started, because you are not a member of the promotional products industry, can you tell our viewers, our listeners, a little bit about your company?
Absolutely. We started Aqueous Wellness, I would say middle of 2019. And it was really developed out of a need to create an easy solution to dose CBD. I think myself, which I'm pretty CBD savvy, but I was having a real hard time figuring out how many milligrams to take of CBD, why it wasn't working as quickly as I needed it to work personally. So I teamed up with this amazing lab in Santa Barbara, and their specialty is water soluble nanotechnology. So they're really a technology based lab. And with them, we developed an assortment of CBD products that are water soluble, that are easy to dose, and that you feel 5 to 10 times faster than regular CBD.
Wow, that's exciting. Why did you get into the CBD space? Is that something that you had experimented with before?
I started dabbling and kind of looking into alternative medicine back in 2015, 2016. Just again, due to a personal need where I found myself, I'm an entrepreneur, and as most entrepreneurs, you really deal with a lot of responsibilities and a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. And it was really getting to me. And I found myself, being prescribed products like Xanax and Ambien because I couldn't sleep and I was just, a disaster. And it just, at some point, I just looked at myself and I was like, what am I doing? I'm taking all of these pills and it's not even really helping me. It's just kind of making me dumb. Like I just felt like I had, I just couldn't even think straight. Felt like I was losing my memory. And I just,
Wow.
I thought, okay, there's got to be a better way because I have two kids. I'm a mom and I'm pretty young, and I don't want to live the rest of my life hooked on this medication.
Yeah.
And that led me down the path of CBD. And I met with a lot of labs, because as I said, I'm an entrepreneur. I know how to develop products. I like to really get into how the products are made and what's in them and why and everything else. And then I finally kissed a lot of frogs, but I finally got to the lab where it's an interesting business. Back in 2016 it was even more interesting, where you just had like a bunch of hippies just saying, yeah, this is great, and like just do this and do that, but there was no specific formula or anything that really I felt I would feel comfortable selling to someone else and really getting behind until I met our team.
When you're talking about 2016, only 4 years ago, how
Yeah.
has the industry changed since then? Has it gotten more, like, I don't want to say professional, but more, I guess, I don't
Well,
know.
yeah,
How would you
no, you're
describe
right.
it?
It, it
Yeah.
it definitely has become more professional. If you back in 2016, if you went on LinkedIn and just even did CBD, there was a couple of old, OG guys, that were in really the marijuana industry that, were doing, CBD water and selling things that really weren't federally regulated. And also in 2016, it was still, a controlled substance. It was still considered a controlled substance, where in 2019, the Farm Bill passed. The president signed a Farm Bill so that it's not a controlled substance, but, the FDA still regulates it as such. So we still have a little bit of ways to go, but it's night and day, and it's only getting more and more exciting. And really big companies like Charlotte's Web,
Yeah.
the Stanley Brothers, and are putting so much research out there and continuing to develop great products, which helps everyone else in the industry.
That's awesome. this farm bill has really changed the game. And now, from what I understand, the White House is looking over some kind of guidance or something from the FDA that nobody's really sure what it means yet. Nobody's actually seen the details of it. What is like the status right now? It's that, like you said, it's regulated like it's a controlled substance, but it's legally not a controlled substance, right?
Yeah, it's very gray, right now. I can't even keep up with the regulations, truth be told. I mean, I feel like it changes every day.
Yeah.
But I feel that the FDA is definitely, it's a good thing that it's going to really come down, and it has actually, on a lot of companies that are making claims. This isn't a product that you could go out and make claims. This isn't going to cure your cancer, but it will help you in dealing with the stress of that you're feeling, or the anxiety that you're feeling, or the pain that you might be feeling, or the insomnia. So I'll give you an example. A very close friend of mine is the CEO of Susan G. Komen, which is the largest breast cancer
Yeah.
foundation research and for breast cancer, and she's also a breast cancer survivor. And she uses our products because it's, since she suffered from breast cancer, she's just always had insomnia. She's like, I've just not been able to sleep again the same. My whole body has just changed. I, still maybe have some PTSD related to it. And this has been the only product that has really helped get me off of any kind of sleep medication. But yet I can't put on my on my jar, will help you sleep,
Right.
will, use for sleep, but it does assist in everything. So claims are a big deal. And I think that there are a lot of companies making claims that maybe people that aren't familiar with it or aren't as savvy and believe what they read on a jar because it's there,
Right.
which isn't necessarily the truth. So I think the FDA is going to kind of get rid of a lot of the snake oil that's out there, and let companies like ours that, really do their due diligence and have third party testing.
Yeah.
Make sure that our hemp is grown with in organic farms without any metals. So I think that it's a good thing. It's I think a normal evolution.
Yes, absolutely. Well, like when you say that, you have kind of, I guess, a customer testimonial talking about your product, but like you said, you can't actually say what she's saying on the label. How do you kind of
Exactly.
get around these advertising challenges? Like, what are you able to say to get people to try your product?
Yeah, I mean, we just we let them know that if you're feeling a certain way, right now a lot of moms are sending me messages because they're homeschooling, and mom and dads, and they're working,
Yeah.
and they're having the most difficult time of their lives because school has officially started. And I got a text message yesterday saying, today was the worst day ever. My husband was on conference calls all day. I'm a teacher. I had to teach my class, and my 5-year-old started kindergarten on Zoom,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
how to, and if it wasn't for your, she happened to take the gummies, I don't know how I would have made it through the day, because it just calmed her down,
Yeah.
where she could kind of deal with the stress and manage it a lot better. Where maybe she would have had a breakdown and screamed and started
All
crying,
right.
or,
Yeah. Like my
all of
mom.
those things.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Exactly. So, we just kind of say, if you're feeling this way, this is something you should consider. It's all
Yeah.
kind of, we just give them experiences that they would have if they take our products.
Now, because you must have these kinds of texts and phone calls since the pandemic began. Has your company personally seen a rise in sales during all this?
Oh, definitely. There's definitely been an uptick in social media,
Okay.
followers. People are looking, and I think doing their due diligence. And The business is really 40% of the CBD business is happening from millennials and Gen Z,
Yeah.
so they're out there and they're looking for newer companies. They really don't care if it's a new company, because if they like your advertising, if they like what you're putting out there visually, they're going for it. But, at the end of the day, because you just mentioned the pandemic, right? I mean, and anxiety, stress, insomnia, those are real problems. And CBD is offering a real solution for people that don't want to take prescription medication. And even for pain, opioids are a big issue. And a lot of people and athletes specifically are looking for, so we have a lot of golfers
Okay.
that purchase our products that, don't want to deal with, prescription medication if they're struggling with their, back pain or knee pain or wrist pain or whatever it is. So I think a lot of newer brands are definitely experiencing an uptick, and CBD in general as a category of business has done well during the pandemic. I know that I mentioned my lab earlier. We're very, very close, and their business, I mean, they're just buying new equipment all the time,
Okay.
because it's really growing by leaps and bounds, not just by new companies, but it's more established, in the
Right.
last whatever how many years, that are looking to, they're growing so fast that they don't have the capacity with their existing labs to manufacture as much as they need. I don't personally have that problem yet.
Yeah.
I hope too soon,
Yeah.
but those are good problems.
Absolutely. Yeah. So your company's seen an uptick. You said other companies have seen an uptick. Do you
Yeah.
think that's because I think you said your company's, specializes in online, right? Is that
Yeah.
because I guess we've all these stores that have been shuttered during the lockdowns, weren't really able to sell their kind of CBD types of products. So would you say that having an online store and really specializing in that has given you an advantage?
I think that if you don't have an online store, you couldn't have possibly have survived these last few months
Yeah.
if you were dependent solely on retail. Unfortunately, retailers, as weren't open, and pretty much put a stop on bringing in any new product. Of course they did. They don't know where they're going to get revenue, because they're not open. So yes, I think e-commerce is, I mean, it was a specific decision on our end to be an e-commerce specific brand, especially because CBD, again, it gets so gray, and you
Right.
just don't really want to be thrown on a shelf next to God knows what, and then have a sales team that isn't really savvy and can't really speak to your benefits and features, where our customers can email us, they can contact us, we tell them how everything works. And I feel like with CBD, you have to have really good communication with your consumer.
Absolutely. For our industry, promotional products, that we have distributors that, it's been so tough these past few months. They're looking for markets that they can capitalize on, that companies are going to be buying lots of product.
Yeah,
Would you recommend distributors target the CBD market?
100%. It's, and it doesn't have to be an ingestible. I have a bath product, for example, that would be amazing for a promotional
Okay.
item, because it's relaxation, right? So if you're doing some kind of spa themed
Yeah.
company, or a travel themed, or any kind of relaxation, CBD and my product specifically, I mean, but even if it weren't my product, there's bath bombs, there's, topical products that are so relaxing and really, really help you feel better. And I think in today's environment, in today's business environment, I mean, it's high pressure, it's high stress. So if you can get something really fun that's going to make you feel good,
Yeah.
why not? Like, how many cookies can you have, or how many, cup holders or mugs or pens? I mean, let's do something that's really going to be personal.
Absolutely. That's where our industry is trending, and I feel that that's why it's such a great, like a tag team of the CBD market, promotional products together.
Yeah,
That I'm glad that you could speak to that. Thank you.
absolutely.
Before we wrap this up, what products specifically, I guess from your own company, would you recommend people that are trying CBD for the first time?
The easiest product for people to kind of get started with, and again, I'm just going to be general
Yeah.
about it, is gummies.
Okay.
Gummies are a really easy way. It's people are familiar with the gummy, consistency. And I think that with the gummy, you're not really because they're in yummy flavors, right? Like candy.
Right.
You're not dealing with that kind of hempy, oily taste. Like I
Gotcha.
personally don't like the taste of oil, and a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah.
So I would say the gummy is a great way to get started. And we have gummies. Mine are vegan, and
Oh,
they're
okay.
fruit chews, and they're amazing. They're sweetened with monk fruit. So just, do your research. But they seem to be the most popular way. I just read an article recently because, like I said, this is a new industry and everything's
Yeah.
changing. But pre-rolled CBD, so like basically like cigarettes, I guess, they're
Oh,
taking the
okay.
place of cigarettes. So pre-rolled CBD is becoming really popular as well. I personally don't have that on my line, but apparently because vaping is so kind of popular. So a
Yeah.
lot of people vape their CBD. Now they're getting into pre-rolls as well.
Yeah. What about for you? I mean, as a business owner, like this is something where, this market is just so new, this industry is so new, and things are changing every day. I mean, I guess staying on top of it is like a full-time job in itself, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, all day long, I'm just reading articles and doing research, and we're constantly looking you know, for content, right? Because
Sure.
you're
Yeah.
in the industry, right? So what are you writing about? What do people want to read about? I did a blog about quarantinis. A lot of people have been drinking a little bit heavier than usual.
Right.
And, myself included, I mean, I was having a glass of wine a little bit earlier than usual when this all kind
Absolutely.
of kicked off,
Can't
right?
blame you. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're like, oh, well, well, whatever, it's quarantine, whatever. So you start doing this like quarantini, and then it's like, wait a minute, like I actually have to work and I have
Right.
to, but then how am I dealing with this stress, So, CBD has been a great alternative, to alcohol because it's giving you, why do you drink, right? You want to take the edge off.
Absolutely.
So that's what CBD is doing. And I have these great little I made these little bullets. I happen to have it on my desk.
Okay.
And this is like a 10 milligram bullet, and you just put it in your tea, you put it in your coffee, you put it in your water. So you could still have that sensation of drinking something, but you're actually drinking CBD. And it's not oil, it's water based. It's very harmonious with whatever it is that you're placing it in.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, constantly looking, gut, how does CBD affect your gut? Everything is inflammation based.
Right.
And every day there's new information about, this ECS, the endocannabinoid system. And it's incredible. Really, it's amazing. It's so new,
Yeah.
and to give you an idea of how it's growing. I was doing a little research again for like a blog the other day, and in 2018, which was like what, yesterday, the CBD industry did 300 million, which is amazing,
Yeah.
right? Projected for like 2025, it's over like $2 billion.
Wow.
So I mean, the growth is
Yeah.
insane. And why is this happening? I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. Because people are figuring out that, wow, the CBD assists with this, with that. And a lot of people are kind of combining it with superfoods and putting together the CBD with the superfood. And, so suddenly you have the most amazing products. Skincare is a big trend, hair care, even because it goes into your scalp. Your scalp has all of these, it's like a huge porous area. So
Yeah.
CBD will naturally go into your scalp and help you if you have dandruff or psoriasis or inflammation. I mean, it's just insane. We're
Yeah.
only scratching the surface.
That's amazing. It's like kind of like a miracle drug. I mean,
It is. It's crazy. It really, really is. It's like, how can I explain it? It's like the bridge, like it's the bridge between your mind and your body is CBD.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible. I love this industry. I love where it's going, and I love helping people.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to educate us today. Thank you very much, Margie. And
Thank
where
you.
can people check out your products?
Yes, just go on to Aqueous Wellness, one word.com.
Perfect.
And we're actually on Amazon too. If you want to look up Aqueous Wellness, we have our bath products on Amazon.
Excellent.
Don't get me started with that business. That's
Well,
a whole
thank you
other
very
interview.
much. I appreciate your time, Margie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
Great to meet you as well. Have a good one.
You too.